Welcome back to What Are Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the T92 HMC. It's the Tier 10 American SPG. This one's located on the southwest border of Glacier under the command of Keys Karit. It's how I reads, I think, actually. Anyway, he's decided he's going to sit at the back of the map, and no, he's actually decided he's going to go elsewhere. Okay, he's going to hide probably in the woods. It's a big enough firing zone around here that you can fire at the enemy without being spotted too easily. T92 HMC is based on the T26 E3. It's the hull of that tank, so it's a medium tank hull, but with a very big howitzer on top. It's a 24cm howitzer. He's fully dialed in. Rounds out. Well, if that FB4005 was still there, he probably felt that one. This shell is capable of doing 1100 alpha, and it will penetrate through 60mm of armor with 460 meters velocity, so it's fairly slow, but it does have a 12.4 meter burst radius and 14 to 35 seconds of stun. Now, Keys Karit does actually have 2 marks of excellence already, working on his third, and he's loaded, ready to go. But he's not aiming at the moment, and I'm wondering about that. I think he must be busy on something else. I know a lot of people joke that Arty players are eating their lunch whilst they're playing. Of course, they only need one of their hands. Actually, that's not true. You should be using both your hands. If I'm playing Arty, I'm actually signaling to my teammates with one hand whilst aiming with the other one to get it accurate. So I'm actually working both hands simultaneously to try and tell my teammates where the shells are going, so they can either avoid them or so they can shoot at the enemy tank as it comes into sight, so they can get some stun assist. But at the moment, we're noticing that he wasn't actually aiming at all, but he is now. Okay, so he's whatever he was distracted with. He might have been distracted by a family member. That sometimes happens. More than a few times an Arty player has actually had a child or a spouse come in and interrupt them whilst they're in the middle of their game. And unlike most tank players, we can get interrupted and not die in the process, but most tank players will die fairly quickly if they're not playing their vehicle. Arty players have a little more leeway on that. Okay, well, we've got an enemy tank. It's an MX-13105. He's trying to sort out the aim there, but the 13105 dies to our FB4005 anyway. Now, there's another tank over that ridgeline, a Progetto 65. There he is. Rounds out. Well, that's a kill, but I think we want to see that one again. And, you know, because I can actually do this, I will press the replay button. And so we can see it again, because we love to see our members kill enemy tanks with their Arty. Okay, so we're seeing this again. And I'll stay on the view. Rounds out. Direct hit. 90. Well, he actually earned 594, but it showed 950 was the amount that lost by the Progetto. But he's got his first kill. Now, up to the east, we've got a TVP T5051. They're very thin-skinned, those medium tanks. So if he can get a shell on that guy, he might be able to badly damage him. You notice he shake the reticule there. That's necessary sometimes, because this Arty has only got 12 degrees either side of the center line as their field of fire. So 24 degrees in total, and sometimes it can be difficult to actually get the gun to bear on the target. Oh, look at this juicy target. 4 enemy tanks together. Unfortunately, he's got no shot because the rock's in the way, and we just lost our E100 to the mass attack. Huge number of enemy tanks. Now, Keys might be able to get a hit now. The 268 version 4 just went down. Here's he got mass hit. Rounds out. Again, we missed out on that one, but we can replay it so that we can see exactly what he did. Keys likes to change his view and move position as quickly as possible to avoid getting killed. And we understand that, but obviously we like to see what's going on. He's about to shoot. He's lined it up. Rounds out. Well, that definitely hit the mouse. 552. And I'm pretty sure he would have stunned some of the other enemy tanks that are alongside them, possibly even splashed them. Again, changing position. Just moving a little further away. You can see his teammate in the Object 261's up ahead. So far, he's showing 1,146 hit points of actual damage. But of course, we know that is probably a lot higher because he probably did hit some of the enemy, other enemy tanks. He's aiming now for the Leopard 1. Rounds out. Well, close. I have to say that was close to the Leopard, and the Leopard doesn't have much in the way of armor as well. Now, somebody's knocked down the trees in this corner. That was probably the 261. It's not very helpful when that happens because it kind of points to where you are on the map. But Keys has decided he's going to move a bit further on. There's lots of firing positions at the back of the map you can use for both sides on this game. Okay, so where is that Leopard 1? He's having a quick look. He's indicating that's where he's looking, and that's helpful to your teammates as well because it tells them that you're looking in that general direction for them. Okay, the enemy is on this corner, a 60 TP and an M454, and we've got an enemy Object 705A coming around that corner. He hasn't got a solution on that one yet, but he might have one on the 60 TP. Well, he landed that one next to the 60 TP and stunned the T110E4, and the T124 went down. So that's good news because he's picked up some stun assists this time. 922 in total. Okay, well, he's now looking towards the east again. From this position, he probably does have a good shot on that corner where the FV4005 is. And it certainly would be helpful to his teammate who's going around the eastern side on the outside of the map if he can take out that FV4005. Rounds out. Oh, he got a direct hit. Oh, whoever was there, and I suspect it was the FV4005, just took a direct hit. The shell actually veered to the right and went straight into him. And a 24 centimeter shell hitting an FV4005 is more than likely going to do huge amount of damage. So that guy is not going to be a happy bunny right now. He's going to be very upset because he just got hit out of the blue without being spotted. Keith knew where the enemy is likely to be, and he was bang on target. Rounds out again. Oh, and this time round he killed the Heshbon. Heshbon died. So 2 shots, and he finished off one of the enemy's key players. There's only 4 enemies left now. They've been killed over on the west side, the northwest side of the map. And now Keys is loading up another shell because there's a Leopard out there, a Foch 155. There's the Foch. At the back of the map, they've got a batch out 155, 58 and a T92. Keys is almost loaded, and the Foch is pulling back. We might be able to send a shell his way. Rounds out. And it lands alongside the Foch for 450. And we're seeing him disappear. He's got rid of his stun fairly quickly. I think that's because he needed to retreat. Now, we don't know where the other tanks are. The Leopard. It's not a good idea for Keys to move too far forward at this point because the Leopard might make a run towards our cap, thinking there's an easy kill in the form of the T92 and the Object 261. And in fact, actually, the Foch has been found near their cap area. So Keys is probably going to put a round near him. In fact, actually, can hit him. And he's loaded. He's just dialing it in. Rounds out. Oh, and he did get the kill. He splashed him to death. So he has another kill, 3 kills in this game. And one of the enemy Artys has just got spotted. He's actually behind the cap area up in the northeast corner of the map. Now, the enemy Viz55 just killed our Leopard. But then he got, was it the TVP? No, it was actually our Viz55 that killed the Leopard. And, okay, so he's dialed in on that corner. He's firing blind. Not sure if that did anything, but if we see any trees suddenly get knocked down, it's possibly because the enemy was hit and he's trying to get out of the way before the next shell arrives. And that's the Object 261 firing in. We've got our guys now streaming near their cap area, so there's the T92, and he was damaged, so may have received one of those shells, and that's it, the game's over. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for Keith Karit in the T92 HMC. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 11 in that one, but no other medals on that occasion. But he is trying to get as close as he can, as quickly as he can, to more rewards. Oh, that was a beep from something. Not sure what it was. Anyway, if we look at the team scores, we can see he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That actually went to the TVP T5051 on his own team. Well, on his own team, got 4,117. The 60 TP Lewandowski on the enemy team managed 4,288, but he didn't get a high caliber because it wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool. So he was top. The TVP was second, and the third highest damage in the game turned out to be the Object 705A with 3,702, followed by Keys, who had 3,442. So when it came to kills, it was the Viz55 who did the best. He got 4 kills in that one. Keys got 3 in joint second place. TVP got 3 as well, and so did the Leopard on the enemy team. And 2 kills went to the Heshbon on our team, and on the enemy team it was their MX50 Foch. Let's have a look at the base XP. Well, that one went to the TVP T5051, who got 1,163. The 705 got 1,024, and Keys got 917. So it's only the 705 and the TVP that got over 1,000, but Keys wasn't that far behind, and the Viz55 was not far behind him either. He fired 10 rounds in that game. You only get 16 rounds in capacity of ammo on the T92, so he still had 6 rounds spare. You get 4 direct hits in that game and 1 penetration. I'm pretty sure that the Heshbon, yes, he did penetrate him. Look at that. Total damage he did was 1,362, but one of those shots did pen the Heshbon, and I rather think it might have been the first one that he fired in, because of course he probably missed with the first shot he fired, which was the blind shot right at the start of the game. But the subsequent shots he fired in, one of them definitely did pen the vehicle, and I think that would have been the first one. And that may have been why he was still there, because he'd been immobilized and he wasn't willing to use his repair kit. And he probably thought, oh, well, the T92's got such a long reload time. It's nearly 47 seconds reload time. But of course, Keys had a slightly faster reload, and Keys correctly guessed that the guy was still there, and he was. Anyway, let's have a look at the rest of the detail. He also got 10 splashes on the enemy, so virtually every shell he fired actually did get some splash, or either that or it splashed more than one tank at the same time. 3,442 hit points of damage, all of it at more than 300 meters. He damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 3, did 922 hit points of stun assist off 5 stuns. He earned 39,335 credits in the battle and 29,502 from Person Missions payout after ammunition, resupply and consumables, and these shells are expensive. He still came away with a profit of 42,215 credits. 917 XP ×2 for the first victory, 4,128 experience points from personal missions payout, and 6,880 experience points altogether. I do believe that this was his first ace tanker on this map. In fact, first ace tanker, I believe, altogether, because I seem to recall that the picture he showed on What Arty Noobs was the one that you get directly after battle. If you put your reload up onto the Salty Jedi site, you'll know it's your first one because you get the scrolls underneath. But on this particular replay site, you don't get to know if it is the first ace tanker or not, because they don't show that. So yes, I'm pretty sure it was a first ace tanker in the T92 HMC. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and congratulations to Keys for getting his ace tanker.